Alright, before we get started with the video, I just want to say that I almost started the video without a microphone, so we had a last second go around to put the microphone on and then get started with recording. Anyways, hello everybody, this is Galaxy Nail 2025 here, and today we are going to be going on to chapter number 3 of Criminal Case Save the World, Case 9. We're going to have to figure out who is the murderer. Let's recap, Jacob. We heard nothing about the sword, and we made almost no headway for our investigation into Hosma's murder. We got a pregnant widow and a kid with a toy gun. Jacob, we just had the word the protesters have organized a march in memory of the victim, and the Sultan is threatening to open fire on them. It will be a massacre if you don't do anything, Jacob. What? The Sultan has lost his mind. The protesters are convinced that the Sultan is behind Hosma's death. It's given the protest movement a new lease of life. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he did something to do with this murder, Jacob. We have to go back to his palace ASAP. If there's evidence which ties Hosma's death, it'll be there. Besides, I bet he's so preoccupied with the protesters that we can just sneak right in. Let's go back to the Sultan's place. Now! Yikes, that's really deadly. That's a really deadly picture. Okay, let's go. It's a good thing I have plenty of energy. Let's go. Okay, rose. That's probably going to be something. Torn paper. Newspaper. Necklace. Chocolate bar. Necklace. Again. Under 10 seconds. Let's go. Quick, what do you find in the Sultan place, Jacob? Innocent people's lives will be at stake if we don't wrap this case up soon. Some torn pieces. Better put them back together then. There's no time to lose. I took this faded newspaper article. The headline reads, Protest leader murdered. Hansa Busted shot dead. We need to retrieve the faded parts. You also grab a lock camera recorder. Well, nobody decodes things like you, Jacob. This is going to be one interesting thing to do, but let's go. Uh-oh. Seems like we're probably going to have to do another part of the puzzle. Two fingers better than one. The piece of the paper you stored is an arrest warrant, and the crime reads attempted assassination of the Sultan. So someone tried to kill the Sultan, Jacob. Let's grab your dusting brush. We'll need to know who it was. Oh, yikes. This is going to be interesting. Thomas Cox? The newspaper article is about our victim's death, and it's written by Thomas Cox. That does him on well. The article says that the Sultan finally took matters in his own hands and killed the leader of the protesters. Dang, do I have my suspicions about the Sultan, Jacob? I'm sure Thomas can't support his claims. Where there's questionable journalism, there's usually a Wolf News reporter behind it. Better squeeze some information about the so-called reporter. Let's go talk to Thomas. It's either going to be the Sultan or him. Cox is what I mean by him. Okay, we got to do this. Oh, shoot. Look at you go, Jacob. You unlocked that camera recorder you picked up at the Sultan place in a flash. All these files seem to be encrypted, huh? You're right, we better get this camera recorder to Elliot stat. Examine arrest warrant. Well, this actually took me like 5 stars to do. Oh, almost able, was able to actually finish it barely. The arrest warrant was for attempted assassination. The Sultan was put out for Hazma. The verdict reads death by firing squad. So the Sultan wanted Hazma dead. Well, maybe that's exactly what happened. The Sultan could have had Hazma executed elsewhere and then moved the body to the oasis to make it look like a random act of violence. Better talk to Sultan Jacob. He needs to explain this arrest warrant. Oh, shoot! Oh, I'm such an idiot. Forgot about that. Okay. Literally forgot to start the 9 hours. Oh, it's you again. Sorry, but I don't have time for this. I'm busy posting updates about the protest movement to the buzzer. And then I got a reporter's diner lined up. We're going for Coast Quiz. You'll make up time for Corporal Jake. We found your newspaper article about Hans's murder. Where is your evidence that he was killed by the Sultan? You know it is, Carmen. I write whatever sells. I don't bother offering proof. I even write about my fishing trips if I thought people would buy it. In fact, the article is making headlines all over the USA, and now I'm running for a pollster. You're not so special now, hey, Carmen? This is more than winning a prize, Thomas. The situation is already a powder keg. You fabricate a story which could ignite the fuse. The protesters here know what they're getting themselves into. All I'm doing is reporting the situation like any good journalist. Well, if Corporal Jacobs discovers you killed Hazmat, the only place he'll be reporting from is a prison cell. Oh, that's a really good... Oh my god, that is really... Unless if it's Omar Bahir. But is it? Doesn't say he used buzzers. But what if he does? We found this arrest warrant for Hazma Bose as your palace. You confidently forgot to mention that Hazma would try to kill you. You know, I respect the people's right to protest. Why would they not be jealous of royalty? But Hazma, that ungrateful peasant, he took it too far. I was out fishing when that crazy man threw some paint at me. My guards chased him, but he got away. Hazma threw some paint at you, but this arrest warrant states he tried to kill you. You order for him to be executed because of some paint. I'm losing patience with you, Corporal Jacob. Throwing paint, attempted assassination, it's one and the same. And trying to kill the Sultan is punishable by death. The Sultan does not forgive. And Corporal Jacob does not give up on finding a killer. And on that note, if we find one more protester dead, you'll be in serious trouble. I don't know, man. It could... Oh, my... It could be Bahir, but at the same time, it couldn't. But... Whatever it is, I'll see you guys in 9 hours. This is Galaxy NL 2025. Over and out. Alright, folks, we are back. Let's go ahead and get the results. Okay, did you manage to decrypt the files on that camera recorder Jacob found in the Sultan place? Sure did. Take a look at this, Jacob. This is a call to arms. For too long, we have allowed the Sultan to treat us like cockroaches that you can crush at will. It's time to mobilize your wives and children. Use them as cannon fodder if you must. Individual lives mean nothing in the struggle against tyranny. If they die, they will die as heroes. Whoa, Hazma really had no qualms about pushing his supporters to do everything possible to overthrow the Sultan. He was even ready to use women and children as cannon fodder. But this doesn't help the investigation forward, Elliot. Is this all you got? Of course not. I discovered that Hazma posted this video on his followers on Buzzer. The first person to comment was Omar Bahir. Omar, that professor sure seems to get around. One minute he's getting chummy with his rebel tribes in Morocco. The next he's shroomzing with the Sultan. And now he's in a league with the protesters? Not exactly. Omar comment reads, example is better than precept, Hazma. You're gonna need to walk me through this, kid. I searched online and I found that it's a Arab proverb. Omar was telling Hazma to lead by example. So just what exactly was Omar's relationship with the protest leader, Jacob? I think it's high time we talk to him. I mean, his post from Case 7 looks completely different. He's smiling now, he's a bit concerned. Mr. Bahir, can you explain this comment you left on the video Hazama posted on Buzzer? Ah, you saw that, Jacob. Well, I admit that Hazama and I had some differences regarding his leadership of the protesters. Hazama was a coward. He was not fit to lead the protest movement, and if you saw on the video, he didn't hesitate to risk other lives to further his cause. But when it came to risking his own life, he was nowhere to be seen. Aren't you supposed to be advertising the Sultan, not fraternising with his enemies? Actually, as I explained before, the situation here is extremely complicated. You couldn't possibly understand the history behind it. Well, your freedom will be history if Corporal Jacob finds out you killed Hazama. We're on the home stretch, Jacob. We know the victim expressed his disconnect by throwing paint at the Sultan and then the relation. The Sultan wanted him executed. And more clearly had qualms with Hazama's role as leader of the protesters, so perhaps he decided to take matters into his own hands. Jacob, we just heard that the Sultan has ordered access to the crime scene to be restricted. He claims he's concerned that it will become a privileged state for the protesters. You'll need to get back there to sweep the oasis for any final clues. Now! We're doing it, Ingrid. Okay, let's go. Where it all started. The oasis shore. I mean, it's a zoomed up version of the first crime scene. Pile of rocks, that's obviously going to be something. Backpack. Cigar, black pieces, and a wheel. Quick, what do you find at the crime scene, Jacob? A disassembled rifle? You better assemble it. This could blow the case wide open. And some rocks? Well, you know the best, Jacob. Let's look through them, quick. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, you assembled that service rifle in a flash. Did you learn anything in the army or something? Anyway, this might well be our murder weapon. We gotta send this to Lars. Stat. It doesn't say it is the murder weapon, but 9 hours. Okay. While we do that, let's go ahead and examine the pile of rocks. Found a cigarette. What do you find in that pile of rocks you picked up from the crime scene, Jacob? A cigarette butt? You're right, the killer must have tried to hide this after they shot Hazama. We don't have time to figure out which of our suspects smoked, though. We need to get the cigarette butt to Lars on the double. The only person who can actually smoke is the killer. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in 15 hours. This is Galaxy Now 2025. Over and out. Alright folks, we are back. Let's go ahead and get the results ready. I have to say, Jacob, this cigarette butt you found on the crime scene is a smoking hot lead. We don't have time for jokes, Lars. Tell us what you discovered. Well, I managed to extract a sample of saliva from the cigarette. I didn't have time to do a full DNA profile, but I studied the chromosomes. I can tell you that your killer is male. You know we're looking for a male killer. Well, he won't be feeling so macho once you've got him in handcuffs, Jacob. Oh, so it's either going to be Bahir or Thomas. So I guess that rules Sultan and Benjamin Scott out. It's either going to be Thomas Cox or Omar Bahir. Lars, what did you find about the gun Jacob picked up at the crime scene? I carried out the tests on the various objects to study the bullet impact, and it's exactly the same as the lead wound your victim suffered. I can therefore confirm that the surface rifle is your murder weapon, Jacob. Trust Jacob to find the murder weapon. Can you tell us anything more about it? Using the type of weapon, the angle at which the bullet entered the victim's body is where the victim was standing. I managed to calculate the shooter's height. And I confirmed that your killer measures 5 foot and 6 inches. Great work, Lars. So we know the killer's height. I bet they'll feel pretty small once you put them behind bars, Jacob. Oh, so it's not Bahir. It's the Wolf News reporter. Well, time to put an end to that guy. Boom. 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 Guilty. Thomas Cox, you're under arrest for the murder of Hazma Boussafe. How could you? Don't be ridiculous, Carmen. I'm a journalist, not a killer. Then how could you explain that Corporal Jacob found your fishing hook covered in the victim's blood at the crime scene? A lot of people visit the oasis to go fishing. Anyone could have left their hook there. You know, killing someone is disgusting enough, but posting a photo of the victim's dead body on Buzzer? There's no proof of that account belonging to me. Besides, social media accounts get hacked all the time. Stop lying, Thomas. Corporal Jacob also found your DNA on the cigarette butt you tried to hide at the crime scene. You're done for. Oh, alright, you got me. I killed Hazma, but it was an accident, I swear. How did you accidentally shoot someone in the head? I invited Hazma to the Oasis to interview him about the protest movement and how far he was prepared to go to overthrow the Sultan. Hazma was showing me the rifle he bought. I took it to get a feel for it when I accidentally discharged it. I panicked when I saw Hazma was dead, but then I realized there was a silver lining. I made it into the scoop of the year by claiming that the Sultan killed him. You're disgusting, Thomas. Instead of honoring the dead, you use Hazma's death for your own vile purposes. Oh, loosen up, Carmen. We can't have a nose for a good story like you do. Some of us have to fabricate our news. Oh, you better fabricate a better story than that before your trial, Thomas. You're under arrest. Thomas Cox, you stand accused of killing Hazma Boussafe. How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor, but I got a killer story out of it. Pun intended. You turned the death of an innocent man into a news scoop? Sure did, Your Honor. At Wolf News, they encouraged us the best of the best, even if that does mean fabricating stories. Well, Mr. Cox, I really don't like you or what you stand for, but your crime wasn't premeditated. The International Court hereby sentences you to 10 years in prison. Yes, that gives me plenty of time to think up my next few articles. Perhaps I could do a report on prison conditions. Jacob, congratulations on successfully putting Thomas Cox behind bars. But we're still no closer to getting to the bottom of the Cheese murder. We just know that the Sword is responsible and that they have been busy uniting local groups to find forgers out of the region. And in this climate of social unrest, who knows what someone like the Sword could get up to. Our only option is to keep investigating, so let's go. Alright, that's going to be it for Chapter 3. We're going to be going ahead and crossing the desert soon. This is Galaxy Nail 2025. Over and out.